in normal life, you don't usually talk with everyone. You kind of associate with people who are similar to you. But on the mission, it's important to realize that like you kind of feel like everybody's crazy because you talk to everybody and you do find everyone. Whereas like before you just didn't really realize that they were out there, like because there kind of are crazy people everywhere. But so many times you'll just see so many like little funny things. You're like, wait, is this really happening right now? And for everyone, it's just kind of like normal. Like one time I was sitting on a bus and I was flipping through my planner, trying to figure out what we were doing next and how we were going to get there. And then everything's pretty quiet. And then some girls come in onto the bus completely just like covered in foam. Like there maybe have been like a foam dance party or something, and they were just kind of like giggling and laughing just like on the bus, and everyone just kind of like looked and then looked away. And then I don't know what happened, if that just like triggered something, but then this old grandma, this babushka, just like stands up and starts like singing. Just like singing out loud and like laughing and like talking to people, where she was like totally fine and normal before that. She just gets up and like just like starts singing, and there's like little handrails, and she like kind of like grabs it and like swings from one rail to the other to like the front of the bus, and is like singing and like talking to everyone, and then just like pays the bus driver and then gets off. But like the whole time everyone had just kind of was, you know, like on their iPhones or whatever, or like doing something. They kind of like look at her, and then she like just like watch her leave, and they're like, and just kind of like go back to their stuff. Like Russians are so unfazed. Like the most bizarre things will happen, and they're just like, oh, well, okay, you know, just like, yeah, I love the babushki, the little old ladies. They're usually so spunky, and they just wear kind of weird clothes and will be selling you berries on the street and calling you little pet names, little cutesy names like Lapachka, which means like little paw, but like it's a term of endearment. There's like, oh, Lapachka. And it's just, you'll see a lot of funny things with babushki, and there's a lot of stray animals, a lot of stray cats, and usually the babushki will take care of all the cats in the neighborhood. They'll go out and give their little fish scraps or feed them something, even if it's like oatmeal, which I wouldn't think of cats eating oatmeal, but I guess if you're a starving homeless cat, I mean, oatmeal's pretty great. They also take care of all the gardens outside, and you can get some really just beautiful gardens. And if you're going tracting, just be aware that not everyone will be fully clothed. Kind of a Russian rule, you get home and you don't really need a lot of clothes on, so there's some pretty funny, interesting things that happen there with tracting. Tracting is probably where I saw the most interesting things. As I'm sure is pretty common to most missions.